Alright guys, so in the other video I had cut it off because I couldn't find my glaze. Sorry about my squeaky chair. Alright. Nouveau Glitter Accents is what I'm using for my little berries that go on Mr. Gingerbread's head. For the glaze, it's drying. I don't want to touch, but this is what I used on my fondue. And it is going to be Crystal Nouveau Glaze, Crystal Glaze. And the other glaze, sorry about my chair. I said it in the last video, hubby wants to buy me one and I say no, I don't want it yet. This one is fine, it just WD-40, I think. Or you can use glossy accents, so it's up to you. I use them both. They both do the same thing. They both look the same, dry the same. I do allow probably a good 4 hours. Set it aside because I noticed that if it is even the most minuscule amount of wet and not dry, it will leave your fingerprint. I am going to set these little guys aside so they do dry. And this is just my little piece that keeps my pom-poms in it. But these were the pieces from the last video, and I was trying to get done with that video because I had to excuse myself for a moment and find everything. Now, before we get into this, I do use this and this. So this is Nouveau Vintage Drops. The color is Chalk Stick, and this is Nouveau Crystal Drops, Simply White. And that is the white that I use for my icing on my cookies, highlights if I want added dimension. Now, I used Morning Dew in Crystal Drops by Nouveau with glitter. That was the other thing. I just put it away. And it is just any glitter. This brand, I can give you the links if you need it, and I just made a mess with it all over again because one lid wasn't snap shut. Anyways, so with their noses, all I do is put some of my crystal drops down in Morning Dew, and I sprinkle the glitter onto it. And I used this one because it gave me more of the brown tone, and that's what I was looking for. But this is just what I use because I keep getting asked, and I never know offhand when I'm laying in bed and I'm reading my comments. Nouveau Glitter Accents, Nouveau Glitter Drops. These, I don't know what the difference is, but they look the same to me once they're dry. This one's a little bit chunkier, and that's the color Fresh Snowball. And this one's smoother, White Blizzard. And the last but not least is this, Nouveau Glimmer Paste. It's not, I do not get paid for Nouveau using their products. Long story short, I ended up with a whole bunch of them from a company that wanted me to use some of their products. I did. I have a lot of them. If I pick up my, I'll show you guys in a picture. Anyhow, I am going to start the next piece after I make some room here. And this one is the Sugar Ginger from Sweets for Santa. I imported it into Cricut Design Space, the width 7.25. It auto-adjusted to 5.79. And these are almost dry. I really like this. It is chunky though, so I do go in circles to try to smooth it out. And I was saying in my last video before I ended up cutting it off, the only thing is, if it's not available, please don't be upset with me. If you're nice, I will help you try to find it, but some of this stuff I've had for 20 years. I've been scrapbooking for a long time, and a lot of designers and creators have. So when they tell you that it's from their stash, there's no telling how old that stash is. So don't think you're going to always find it. Unfortunately, I, more times than not, have even dug things out of my stash that has been discontinued. I will pull my Stampin' Out stuff. My chalks, I have brand new tins of them that are unopened. I have 5 of them left. And I dig through that because I still use chalk for my pieces. So for this one, it's fairly simple. I'm gonna find his hands and glue his hands on. The flat sugar is gonna go on the bottom, so that one can get set aside. The rounded sugar is gonna go in the bag, rounded meaning on the bottoms. This was extra. I wasn't sure. I tried cutting out the letters. The letters weren't working for me. I wanted just a little more definition than what I got cutting them out in white. So I have a piece that I no longer need. I just wrote the sizes on it. This piece here goes to the back of the sugar. If you want it there, use it. If not, mine goes into my trash. Just because it's extra and I don't want the bulk with it being raised up. So I'm gonna find, there's his eyebrow. Where's his other? There it is. So I'm going to glue on the head band, the head icing. This one, instead of the clay bits, has the little cranberries. We're gonna put this on. And I do go a little higher than usual because my eyelashes are pretty big on them. I didn't go small, go big or go home. So I have to put that actually up higher to give their eyebrows room. And there we go. I don't know. We're going to be going to Vegas soon. Hopefully, if I can get my migraines under control. These post-COVID migraines, oh, they're horrible. I used to have migraines years and years ago. Let's see, 2006 they started, and they went away probably about 2009. After I transferred out of med-surg in the hospital. As some of you know, I was a nurse for 20 some odd years, but anyhow, I got out of med-surg with all the telemonitors. All the dinging was causing my migraines. I couldn't even do the ER because once one of my telemonitors started dinging, it triggered my migraines. So I ended up pulmonary. I ended up, well, med-surg, and I told them that I couldn't deal with telemonitors. They kept me away from the nurse's station most of the time. We have portable computers, so we could do our charting in the room, in the hall. I just couldn't be near the dinging. It was so horribly annoying. Migraines went away, never came back, and now they're back, and I'm just miserable. But hubby says if I can get them taken care of or they're not bothering me too bad, we do get to go to Vegas soon to go see one of my friends, actually from Facebook. She and I have become friends, and her husband doesn't watch this, so I can say it. Yeah, we became really good friends, so we're going to go to Vegas and meet up with them. I'm looking forward to it. I still want to go to a crop. I came across the YouTube video earlier, and the lady did so many layouts at the crop. All of our scrapbook stores have closed. I'm so sad. So for the sugar, you do not have to do what I did. I let the pen write what would have cut out in the letters. I am going to glue this together before I glue it onto the bag, just to make sure that it is under where it needs to be for my preference. And this is only for you to have a reference for. You do not have to do it this way. I know people, you didn't do this or you did that, and I didn't do it that way. I am happy for you and I. How about that? I'm only doing this for the ones that get stuck or just want to feel like you're scrapbooking with somebody, because it does get lonely. And I think that's part of why I do this, is I get lonely. And I actually scrapbook on video chat with somebody I've met on Facebook that I became really good friends with, Lisa. Yes. Unfortunately, she's weekends, sometimes during the week, during the night, and I glued that on wrong already. The body goes on before that. Don't copy me right there. So the sugar bag and then the body. I thought my body was already on there. A little bit of a headache. Sorry about that. They come and they go, luckily. Don't know if it's from my neck or not. I know the doctor was saying it could be because I have the fusion all the way down. You can glue the body on before the sugar bag if you want. It's really up to you. It's all going to end up layered the same way in the end. I did glue the body on first in that one, but I noticed it didn't matter. Because this is the 4th set that I'm making. All right. And I took twine on a roll from Hobby Lobby. I got a big roll. I love this stuff. And it was over by the buttons. And I just made bows. It doesn't come with it. That's just something I did. I did all the heads at the same time. The faces, I should say. And I had to let the noses dry. So that's what sugar is written on the back of this one. That way I knew it went to this set specifically, because when you cut them out, all of them are the correlating size to each piece. And I didn't want to mix them up, but I didn't want to have to wait for one by one to dry, if that makes sense. So I just did them all at the same time and started working on the other things. And I have a little bit of a overhang here of the cheek that is going to make me crazy. And I just trimmed that off with some surgical scissors. These are actually scissors from a suture removal kit. And no, I did not steal these. I've come home with more stuff than not, but these were actually from when mine were removed out of my foot when I had foot surgery. He let me keep them because I was like, ooh, those are nice ones. Can I have those for scrapbooking? He's like, sure, because we don't sterilize them. We toss them. I was like, what? They're so nice though. But hey, whatever. I made out. So after you get the head on, now you would glue your eyes and your nose, your mouth on, whichever order, just to get your face done. I do the faces separately. I don't apply the face while it's on, in case I screw up, because honestly I've had to throw faces in the trash and your whole piece would end up in the garbage, and I would rather remake just my face than all of it. That's just me, and I've learned from mistakes. Mistakes have been made more times than not. After the head goes on, the arms are going to go on, and then the hands, if you'd like to do it that way. Excuse me. We'll put the hands on, and these all go together so easy. I know the first part of the video is me talking. I apologize. It was just trying to make sure that everybody knew that had asked what I use, because some of the messages I do lay in bed and look at while I'm watching TV trying to go to sleep. Like right now it's 1:04 a.m. My husband gets up for work, and then I go to bed just to keep the dogs and everybody tranquil and calm so he can rest, because he only averages about 5 to 7 hours of sleep at night, and I feel bad because then he's got an hour drive to work and an hour drive home. And I just try to keep the doggies in there with me, in the room with me while I scrapbook. Right now my daughter's in the living room and they kind of just lounge around. It just depends. So I usually use art glitter glue, but I'm using Tombow, my monoliquid glue, for these, only because it's a little thicker and It dries clear. It's preference. It's all what you prefer to use, but just over time, I kind of have my go-tos of things that I prefer over others for certain things. And I went ahead and did these in advance. That way they could dry, so I actually could apply pressure to push them down. And they are on my tape. They're on magic tape. I don't know what the tape's called. I think it's magic tape. Anyhow, yeah. It holds my pieces down while I glue, emboss, stamp, ink. If they're super tiny and I don't want to keep rearranging, holding them. I have tons of this because I use it for stamping as well. I do stamp. I have a lot of stamps, actually. Lawn fawn, honeybee stamps. Yes, I have tons of stamps. So these are going to get layered, 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top. And then the piece is almost done. And I just guessed how far apart these went. So if you want to wait until you're a little closer to gluing them down, that's fine. I understand. And for the back piece there, that just stuck to my thumb. Now I'm going to have to find it. I got it. I am going to use my glue dots. I've showed you guys these in other videos. I have small, medium, and 3D in here. Zots, glue dots, they have a whole bunch of names. The clear ones I got from 12 by 12 cardstock shop. And the colored ones I believe I got from Joann's, but I could be mistaken. Now I'm putting the Zot or the glue dot on the back to prevent it from sinking down, if that makes sense. Just to kind of give it a little bit of base. That way the glue will set there and it doesn't end up sinking all the way down where it's bending. And this is just something I do. Over all the years I've scrapbooked, I have found certain things help more than others. And I know a lot of people will tell you that. We've trialed and errored a lot of things. I will say a lot. Not even that we want to, it's just something looks like, oh, it says for scrapbooking. Let's grab that and give it a go. And we end up hating it. I have drawers and cupboards full of stuff. I thought about getting rid of it on Facebook Marketplace. Especially now because I have the, don't know what it's called. The Munbin thermal printer for labels. But yeah, they're all done. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this video and do the next one separately. I will record, I believe we'll do this one next. The little guy in the bowl. He's so cute as I break his neck and his head. And these little pieces here, they go to the tin. And that little guy is right there. They're all done. I just had to glue them together. I got a order for this one right before I ended up out of commission. And then I posted this on eBay, not realizing that I had already shipped off the other ones, but these were done. That's fine. So I'm getting these ready to go because they've already been purchased and I want them out as soon as possible for her because she's waiting. But any questions, let me know in the comments. Have a good day.